All right, so we're now going to simplify two of these roots. So again, you've got two options. Find the perfect cube that goes into the number, or use the factor tree and find groups of whatever your root is. So for this one, it ends in a 5. So I'm going to divide by 5. And so 125 divided by 5 is 25. And then 25 is 5 times 5. So because it's a cube root, I'm looking for groups of 3. Oh, all of them come out. So what that means is the cube root of 125 is 5. All right, so now we want to do the fourth root of 16. So again, we can do the same thing. I know 16 is 4 and 4, but then the 4's become 2's. And so there are 4 2's. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the square root, or the fourth root of 16 is 2. Now, I would argue that this is both a positive 2 and a negative 2, because if we have negative 2 to the fourth power, we're going to get a positive 16 as well. In the book, though, it's not insisting that we put the positive and the negative. So you are fine just giving the positive answer, but just know that for other things that we do, we're going to start talking about, or other problems that we end up doing later in the book, we're going to start talking about even roots giving us two answers, both a positive and a negative. All right, so those and notice they are perfect, but at the same time, if we use we don't have to know that that was a perfect root or a perfect cube, because I'm still going to get the right answer using the prime factor trees. So just an FYI. All right, so here we go. We want to write 12a to the 2/3 in radical form. Now, keep in mind, this 2/3 is only with the a. So the 12 is going to go on the outside. Our 3 is our root, so we're going to draw our radical, put a 3 in the little check mark spot, and then our exponent's the 2, so we'll have a squared. So we have 12 times the third root of a squared, and then that's it. What is 64a to the 4/5? So this one, we're going to use that power of a product. And so that means we're going to multiply that 4/5 all the way in. So we're going to do 64 to the 4/5 and a to the 4/5. And so for this one, we are going, interesting. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to take that 64 and we're going to do the 5th root of 64 to the 4th power. And then we're going to do the times the 5th root of a to the 4th power. And the reason I separated them is because with the number, I'm going to go ahead and figure out that the exponents for that, or simplify that down and then keep working from there. So from here, there are two things we can go about. We can go ahead and make 64 to the 4th power and make it one big number. Or I personally like to work with smaller numbers. So I'm going to do the 5th root of 64, but I'm going to think of it once I have that answer to the 4th power. That's how I'm going to think of it, because that's going to be more simple than doing 64 times 64 times 64 times 64 and then having to simplify that one out. So let's find the 5th root of 64. I know that 2 definitely goes into it. 32 times. And I know that into 32 we have 4 and 8. And then 4 is 2 and 2, and 8 is 2 and 4. And then we have 4 is 2 and 2. So we have a whole bunch of 2's. Because remember, we're just looking at where they no longer branch off. We want a fifth root. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 2's that comes to the outside. 2, so that's going to equal 2 to the fifth root of 2. And then we're taking that to the fourth power. And again, we're going to distribute into here and then to here. So we're going to end up with 2 to the fourth power, and then the fifth root of 2 to the fourth power. And from there, 2 to the fourth, this becomes 16. So I'm going to now bring this back here. We have 16, and then the fifth power, and we can write this one of multiple ways. I would do, again, 2 to the fourth is 16, 16a to the fourth. That's how I would write this one out. The other way would be to write this as we're taking that 2 back with this a and writing it as the fifth root of 2a to the fourth. But to me, this is a more simplified version. Now, if seeing 16 on both outside and inside is confusing you, I want to remind you that the 16 on the outside was actually what would have been 16 to the fifth power, and that's why we got to take it out. Okay, it was a perfect fifth is what we were working with there. And so we pulled that out to the front. So that we have one last example, and I'm going to be honest with you. When I pulled like this example here, I tried to pull something that was slightly more difficult. So if you had something, the easier ones should be easy, and then you have an example for ones that are more difficult. All right. Now we're going to put them into exponential form. So what is the fifth root of b cubed in exponential form? Well, that's easy. We're just going to use our base, and we're going to make it exponent over root. And so this is our answer. What is the cube root of 27d to the fifth in exponential form? Now, the first thing you should do is make sure that you cannot simplify the cube root of 27. So from here, I'm just going to do 27 is 3 times 9, which is not, or 3 times 3. So the cube root of 27 is 3. So we're going to make this 3. And then my d, I'm not going to simplify at all. I'm just going to write it as its rational exponent, which would be 5/3. Why simplify the 27? Because it asked us to simplify. See? Simplify. And so we wouldn't be able to leave it as 27 to the 1/3 anyway, because it's 3. And so then that is our final answer. All right, I thought this was one more. I was off on how many examples I had. This one should be our word problem, which really shouldn't take us very long. I like to find the question. What is the metabolic rate of a dog with a body mass of 18 kilograms? This 18 is probably going to matter. And when we look up here, we're wanting the rate would be the R, and then there's the rest of our equation. So we're looking for R, and it is 73.3 times the fourth root of M, which is 18. So we're going to put 18 in there, of 18 to the third power. So from here, we really just simplify. There is no fourth power that we can take out of 18. So I am going to take 18 and cube it, which is 5,832. All right, and I'm going to write this as I go. 5,832. We're still going to take that times 73.3. Now I'm going to do the fourth root. Now, fourth root is going to work the same as the cube root when you're going to find the fourth root. And so you would hit the 4 on the yellow, and this is for the yellow calculators. If you have a different calculator, come see me. You're going to hit the 4 and then second, and then the what looks like a rooftop or an arrow key. And in programming, we call it the caret key. And then you type in your number. And I am doing that right now. All right, and the fourth root of that is approximately, so now we're hitting the approximate, so we'll have 73.3 times 8.739, and then I'm going to take that answer times 73.3, and we get an answer of approximately 640.5, and it says, oh, it doesn't even tell us what to round to. 557, and so if we round it to the whole number, this is approximately 641 calories per day. So again, I just took what they gave me, plugged it in, and evaluated, and that is it. And I'm sorry the examples took so long, but that's what we got. You have questions on how to use a calculator, bring them to me. If you need help with your prime factor trees, bring them to me. Happy to help. See you in class, 8th graders.